Sharp Game here, coming at you from chooseyourrelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And you know what? I get a lot of questions from guys all the time. You know, they're complaining about problems that they have in their relationships. You know, they don't like how they're being treated. They don't like how the woman is treating the kids. They don't like the disrespect that they're receiving from a lot of these women. There's a host of questions that I get. Some I respond to, some I don't. I mean, I can't respond to everybody because I'll be here all day. What I usually tell people is go get my book called Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And this book is going to save you a lot of problems and a lot of frustrations. And it's going to guide you in the right direction. And I can almost guarantee you that if you read my book at least 5 to 10 times and you actually take action on at least half of the stuff you read in that book, your relationships will change forever. And I'll guarantee that. I'll put my reputation on it. I'll put everything on it, because that's how much confidence I have, and I believe in, and that's how much I believe in to what I wrote and what I produce. So go get my book, Love Can't Wait. That's gonna change your life, change your relationships, and you'll never be the same again after you read it 5 to 10 times. 5 to 10 times. And you know, when it comes to relationships, there's some, if you listen to a lot of women, they make it seem like, you know, all women are created equally. All women should be treated the same. If you listen to a lot of women and the stuff that you hear within the mainstream media, but unfortunately, that's just not the case. Some of these women you should not date. You should not touch with a 10-foot pole. You know what I'm saying? You got to charge. And even some women that you might be with, after a while, time runs out. Some of these women, they just got to go. You know what I mean? And one of the problems with a lot of women is they act like all women are the same, and they don't really, the average woman doesn't really want to say anything negative about the behaviors and the bullshit that a lot of women speak on out here. And see, guys, for the most part, don't operate like that. See, most guys I know, the ones that I know for the most part, they know if they ain't shit. So they don't walk around acting like they the best thing smoking in the city. The guys that I know that ain't shit, they pretty much know. But women, on the other hand, women don't do that. A woman that's a bottom feeder or that's at the bottom of the barrel will basically perpetrate the fraud 7 days a week. See, guys don't do that, and this is why there's so much confusion out here with a lot of guys, because a lot of these women are good at camouflaging and hiding shit. So I'm gonna give you a couple things you should think about when it comes to the women that you're going to meet, and even the woman that you might be with, because you just might have to cut bait. You know, no one said you was gonna. Who said you had to be with the same woman for the rest of your life? I mean, it's good to have that positive outlook, but nothing's guaranteed in this life we live. The only thing that's guaranteed is that you're going to die. That's it. That's it. You're going to die one day. That's the only thing that's guaranteed. So, the first thing you have to ask yourself before you decide to get with any woman, before you decide to get close to her or let her in your circle or settle down with you, what's the purpose? What's the purpose for her? What's the purpose of having a woman with you? Whether it's your girlfriend, a living girl, a wife, what's the purpose? Is she's going to be around for what? You want some sex? You want a baby? A family? You want her to support you in whatever endeavors you have going on? What's the purpose? Well, you want somewhere just to lay your head? You know, that's the first thing you have to ask yourself as a man. And once you figure that out, once you answer that question, because it's going to be different for every guy. But once you come to that conclusion, that's going to determine what you're willing to accept, what you're willing to entertain, and who you're willing to entertain. And one of the things that I don't tolerate, and this is just my rule, but I don't think any woman should have the authority or the jurisdiction to tell any guy what to do in a household or in a relationship. So in other words, no woman is going to tell me, oh, you can't go to the football game without me. You can't hang with your friends without me. You can't go on vacation without me. You can't make a business decision without me. You can't go to your friends and family house during the holidays without me. You can't leave the house after a certain time without me. That bullshit. You know, I don't. Now you can ask me. You can advise me. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want to do because that's what I saw growing up. Now, I know there's a lot of, differences and a lot of new ways of doing things today. But I didn't see any of that when I was growing up. And I'm not going to compromise who I am to satisfy anybody. That's the thing. Because I have my standards, I have my rules, and I bend, but I don't break them for nobody. And I know some people are going to listen to this and they ain't going to like that. But we all got to live our own life. So no woman should be able to tell a man what to do, pulling him around, bossing him around, treating him like he's the woman, like he's a second class citizen or some shit like that. You know, I just don't believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to. I told a dude the other day, I said, look, if I find a woman that can do everything, I'll give her all my money. So until that happens, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep thinking the way I'm thinking. You dig? And another thing, you have a lot of women that they have multiple kids with multiple guys. So they might have 3 kids with 3 different guys. So what's the message? What's that saying? You know, how does that happen? 3 kids with 3 different guys? It would seem like after the second kid, you would have learned and wisened up and said, hey, you know what? Maybe what I'm doing is not just working out. Maybe it's just me. So how do you have 3 kids with 3 different guys? Do you really want to get involved with that's a ready-made family? And can you even afford that shit? I mean, it's a package deal. So I don't want to get involved with that shit. That's just me. And that's something that you're going to have to make a decision on your own. I mean, if you get involved with a woman with 3 kids, especially when you don't have any kids, what else can she bring to the table to convince you that you should be with her and the kids? I mean, she's gonna have to make up for that in some type of way, and I don't know how. I don't see where she can make up for that. If you don't have any kids and she got 3, now if you have 2 and 3 kids, okay, that's a different situation. But even still then, if she got 3 kids and you got 3 kids, that's 6 kids in the household. When those bills come, a lot of these women are not going to be, they're going to be looking at you because you are the man. And the man is for the most part, the man is to assume most of the large percentage of bills in the household. So, and the kids are a part of it. But that's just something you have to think about. And another thing is, you got these women that are that claim that they're atheists or they just don't believe in anything or whatever. They live their life. They don't believe in karma. They don't play by no rules. They think they can do anything without any consequences, or at least they try to do things without any consequences. And they're kind of all over the goddamn place. They're like the ball in a pinball machine. So you got these women that don't believe in a higher power, don't believe in God. They think we just got here through osmosis or by luck or some shit like that, right? And I'm not talking, when I say God, I'm not talking about religion. Religion is organized, man-made. A higher power or God or whatever you want to call it, that was here before religion. So I'm not talking about religion. Don't get confused. You got these women that think that, things just happen because it was just supposed to happen that way. And they, any woman that thinks like that, I really don't want to be close to them. I know you might work with some of these people, or you might even live with somebody that's like this. You might have some relatives in your family like this. But long-term relationship, I don't want to be around nobody that thinks like that. Because what's going to happen is they think they'll do any goddamn thing. They'll do whatever. Whatever feels good at the time, they'll just jump on board. They don't play by no rules, no compassion. They probably don't have no empathy either. So a lot of these people really don't care about anybody. based on my experience. You know what I mean? So if you don't believe in God or some higher power, I can't get involved. I can't take people seriously like that. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? They just don't believe in karma. Don't think. They just do whatever they feel at the time. I can't do it. So that's something you should think about. And then you got the other type of women that are so-called feminists. You know, they might be marching out in the street like they did a couple months ago. They have a kind of a, I mean, I don't know any full-blown feminists, but you know, they have like meetups in all over the country. Sometimes every 45 to 60 days they'll meet up. From what I was told, I never been, but you know, they have a different mentality. You know, they think that they can say and do almost anything, and you're not supposed to challenge them on anything. And it seems like a lot of these women are kind of playing a role. They're they're kind of all over the place. One minute they say one thing, the next minute they say another. And a lot of them secretly, I don't really think they like men. I think they like certain type of guys that kiss their ass, or maybe guys, you know, if they can get something out of him, maybe it's cool, or maybe they want to hang out with a guy when they want to hang out with him just for sex. And if the guy if they can't use the guy, for the most part, a lot of these women don't really want anything seriously with a guy. I mean, even if they're married to the guy, she's probably not into him, because what happens is there's kind of like a battle within her. She wants the dick, but she doesn't really want the guy. You know, I mean, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It kind of don't make sense to me either. But she wants the dick when she wants it, but she doesn't want the guy to stay around very long. She doesn't want anything concrete or anything promising or in the future with the guy. And then a lot of them like women too. They'll see they kind of they like to have both worlds. A lot of them want a man in a certain type of way, but they really into women most of the time. Yeah, it's a weird relationship they have with men and women, and it varies depending on the type of women that you might meet that claim to be feminists. And then you got a lot of these so-called feminist women. They're kind of camouflage. They really want to get close to the white guys. Say for example, you might have a black woman or a Latin woman that claim to be feminist. But if you ask them, hey, what did you accomplish since you've been been in the feminist movement? They can't answer. They can't give you a definite answer because they haven't really done anything. So, only thing that they have accomplished that I've seen is they got close to the white guys, because that's who most of these women, non-white women, that's who that's who they date for the most part, from what I've seen based on my experience. Now maybe you had a different experience from what you might have seen something different. But based on my experience, most non-white women date white guys, or maybe they want to date white guys. Because a lot of these women aren't the most attractive women in the world. This is just across the board. You know what I mean? So you got these types of women. So if you date a woman that doesn't believe in God or higher power, and she claims to be a feminist, oh my goodness, it's gonna be hell. God, I mean, it's just not gonna go well with these two types of women. It's just not gonna go well, man. I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've had experience with the atheist type of woman. It's just not gonna go well. You know what I'm saying? Because like as they say, it all starts in the mind, and it trickles downhill from there. You know what I mean? So some women just are not dateable. I mean, you just cannot. You just cannot. It's just some things just can't work out, man. You know what I mean? And then you got the woman that's how should I say this? She done fucked around with too many guys. You know what I'm saying? What happens with a lot of women that's done fucked around with too many guys? It really fucks their mind up. They cause every guy that you sleep with, you leave a piece of that piece of that guy is in her, because women, they have an open wound, open flesh. So every guy she sleeps with, there's a piece of the guy left, and you really don't know what type of guy she's been fucking with over, I don't know, however long she's been living. So I can almost tell when I meet a woman, if I get to know her, if I spend a little bit of time around her, I can almost tell she done fucked around with too many guys, because some of the stuff she's gonna be doing, a lot of it's gonna be some silly shit, and then a lot of it's gonna be like, what? It's gonna be something that's completely different, or maybe it's kind of odd based on your previous experience with other women you met. Like, for example, she might not like to hug. Maybe she don't like maybe she might tell you, hey, I don't like to kiss guys in the mouth, or I don't like the tongue, or I don't like doing oral sex. It's gonna be something kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be something that's gonna catch you off guard or whatever. And then she's gonna make it seem like it's normal. She's gonna make it seem like the way you thinking is unnatural. And a lot of these women that have fucked around with so many guys, they have a way of kind of making it seem like your way of thinking and your way of doing things, there's something wrong with that. And their way of doing it, whatever it is, it's the way it's supposed to be. And the reason why they act like this, because she done had too many dicks. And you don't need to be fucking with nobody like that, because there's some women, there's just some people, you just gotta let them go. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta let them go. You don't be like Kanye. It's hard being with somebody like Kim Kardashian. That some guys will say, she got money though. But hey, money only go but so far. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do that's best for you. And as I said, I wrote about a lot of this in my book called Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And I just started a group on Facebook So click the link below this video, and if you have any more questions, you can leave your questions there by going to my Facebook group and clicking the link that says join, or you can go to my website by clicking the link below as well. And just leave me any of your questions or concerns below the video. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, Sharp Game is out. Peace.